shoulder thing is really important, shoulder and chest. Right. Oh my God, I have so many things open on here. It's ridiculous. All right. Okay, here we go. Hello, everybody in the Zoom room, in the TV world. I am going to do a class today with some shoulder stuff and some hip stuff. I feel like the hips and the shoulders always important, right? But the whole thing, we're going to do everything anyway. And I just want to show you, yeah, we got our tree yesterday, but we're a little bit worried about putting anything on it with the current cat situation being what it is. And in fact, you can't see it right now, but maybe I'll show you and see if you can see it. Right directly behind the tree and blending right in with everything, you can't see him, is a white kitty. He's there, he's curious, he has to touch it and pull on it and bite it and do all the things, drink water out of the base, which he found was really delicious. All right, so let's actually start with breathing. Inhale, open up, reach out. When you get to the top, when your hands are up there, wiggle your fingers. Just wiggling your fingers and imagining that the connection from the tips of your fingers is coming down through your arm, through your shoulder, into your body. So anytime we're doing something out here at the distal edge, at the tips of our fingers, it's going to be affecting the inner body as well, all the way down in here. So you're going to keep reaching up and you're just going to internally rotate and externally rotate, internally rotate and externally rotate. And I'm going to show you sideways. I am letting my shoulders kind of come up and down with this. Still breathing, thinking about as you're in this space with your arms up, taking big deep breaths, right? So we're moving our diaphragm. And then just shake it out, let it go, shake, 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 loose and relax. So whatever you put into your body tension-wise, let it all go out again. Inhale, open, reach it out and up. This time, just let it come down. Arms really light and easy, just floating down. Inhale, lift and open. And exhale, float it down. Inhale, open. And exhale, release. And one more. Inhale, open. This time, interlace your hands over your head. You're going to squeeze your fingers together. So fingers are squeezing together. And you're going to try and pull your arms outward. So if you weren't squeezing, your arms would fly open. Squeeze your fingers. And on top there, arms are pulling outward. You're going to circle your hands over your head. Circling your halo with your hands, circling your aura with your hands. And I'm going to actually add some pelvis to this. So we get a whole head tail thing going. Your scapula are floating around on your back, mobilizing rib cage, lungs, and heart. And then start with the other direction, starting without moving everything. And then starting to let the head move and let the pelvis move. So we've got this movement through the whole spine, head tail connection, and pinky scapula connection. And then just release that and let it go. And let's do the spirals, twisting from side to side. As you're spiraling, feel the centrifugal force drawing the blood to the tips of your fingers. So if you do it with a little more oomph, a little more gusto, a little more speed, you're going to, a little more fling, you're going to get more of a sense of that centrifugal force. So letting the blood fly out to the edges of your fingers. And where is it coming from? Your heart. Where is it going through? Your shoulder girdle, right? It's moving out through your shoulders to your heart or to your fingers. Okay, and then coming in circles with your shoulders, big circles, letting your shoulder blades really mobilize. I think sometimes we think, oh, we got to keep our shoulders down, or we're carrying bags and all sorts of things are happening. But really, we want to have mobility in there, that they can move around. So circling the shoulders, letting them really mobilize, and then changing direction, going the other way. And we're going to do the Karate Kid wax on, wax off exercise. So I'll just show you from the front and then I'll show you from the back. So it's like, you know, you're making these circles. So imagine that these plates of my hands are my scapula on my back, also known as my shoulder blades. So you're going to hold your hands out here. You're going to lift your shoulder blades up, open them wide, draw them down, narrow them in. Shoulder blades up, open wide, draw them down, narrow them in. Up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in. One more, up, out, down, in, and let that go. We could change directions with that and go the other way, but we're not going to. But let's just do hands on our shoulders, circles with your elbows. So with the elbows, you want to think of them going as big as they can. And also that this humerus is rotating around in that ball and socket joint. So big circles. Yeah, last class was wings of the heart on Thursday. So we're really letting those wings all the way out to our fingertips open up, change direction, up and over. So the arms are also the wings of the lungs, wings of the heart, wings of the lungs. Really, there are human wings, right? Moving around. Just gonna shut some doors. Hey, oh, I have such a bad kitty. Why not? That white kitty, he's so naughty. He knows he's not supposed to do certain things, but does that stop him? No, not at all. Okay, so just because we're doing all this stuff up here, let's circle our pelvis. So getting into the hips, thinking the same thing, the femur head coming up into that ball and socket joint. Now we're just greasing up the inside of that joint. And as you're doing that, also let your feet mobilize. So bones and muscles of the feet and the legs and the shins, the calves, change direction, even the knees, getting this mobility, right? Breathing. If we overstabilize our body, then we don't have much mobility. If we have tons and tons of mobility, sometimes we lose some strength. So, or we're really floopity. Generally, I don't think that's a problem in our society most of the time. Sometimes it is, but most of the time it's not. We're usually overstabilized, got to control everything. All right, so now we're going to make it more fun and do a figure eight. Circle one side, circle the other. If this figure eight is too much I think you can do it. Yeah, even if it feels weird and wonky, try to do the figure eight. Use your brains. I know everyone in my room can totally do it, but I'm talking to you people out there in the TV world. And think of that sending a ripple of movement all the way up through your shoulders, through your neck, through your head. So there's flow moving through your body, right? So I started it was a little more sort of mechanical, but then I can move into a more fluid way of finding those circles. Great. Let's drop our head down towards our chest and then head up toward the ceiling, opening chest and lungs, feeling what's happening in your upper back as you do those heads dropping forward and back, right? So I'm going to let my chest open up a little more here and then let it drop a little here, right? Opening and closing. So it's not just isolating our head right at the top, but really letting that move into the chest and into the upper back. Good. And then we're going to come in and we'll tilt. So starting without, you're going to kind of stabilize a little bit so you're not mobilizing so much in the shoulders. And then you're going to start to let the shoulders go too. Right? So we can't really talk about the shoulders without talking about the head, the neck, the back, the front. Good. And then we're going to turn one way and then the other. And as you're turning your head from side to side, just imagine that any kind of tension in your shoulders is melting away. If you feel like constriction or pain in there, make it a little smaller. But imagine that you're like breathing through that and also taking off the big backpack of responsibility, be it your responsibility for yourself or for other people. Just take that off for a few minutes here while we're moving. And then start to let your upper body go with that, right? So that you can take a little further behind you. Good. And then side, like the walk like an Egyptian. I don't know why we think Egyptians do this. Is it because of the art or is it because of like Middle Eastern dance? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, let your head go from side to side, staying in the plane, and then shift it so you're lifting your jaw on one side and then the other, a little more like an Indian yes. Feel if you can soften into that Indian yes, like yes. and just give yourself a yes. Really easy and loose. And don't like, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to circle. Circle your head around. Doesn't have to be big. Change direction. You didn't know you were going to get ready for like a Michael Jackson dance video in this class, but you are. Right? All that, yeah, head stuff. Shake it all out, let it go. I'm like going through my head, like, did we do anything? Did we skip anything? Yeah, let's do one more thing. I was doing this the other day. You're going to get your head kind of on the diagonal. It's very like, now we're getting into sort of the Art Deco moment, or the l'après-midi d'enfant, where it's like, you're still kind of facing frontal, but with this angle in your head, up and down on the diagonal. And then you can add your body into that a little bit, right? Just all these different possibilities for mobility. Change it to the other side, down and up. Yeah, I do have this neck shoulder thing going on right now. And sometimes it can be surprising how it plays out. Try the movement where you're just moving your head and then where you add the upper quadrant with it. Good. And then come in and shake it out. And let's go down to the floor. Get our hips in on the action. Teapot has relocated from her high point up here into the other seat. And let's circle in the pelvis. Or sorry, circle in your guts. But you can feel your sit bones and your glutes and your rotators as you're circling around. Feel into what it feels like. So if it's possible when you're working out, especially in this class, try to stay really present in what's going on in your body. So it's not like, oh yeah, I'm circling, but I'm really shopping for something that I have to do later or whatever. But you're in the presence of change direction of the circle, feeling it each time and seeing how it might be different every time, right? The way to stay present is to be curious. Like, how could it feel different this time? How might it be different? What am I feeling now? Is it the same? Sometimes I think our patterns of being are just stuck into autopilot because we're not tuning into what we're feeling. So stay present with it. And then let's do the side. So from this time, we're going to stay here and we're going to just round forward and arch, hollow and curl, opening it up, feeling your sit bones on the ground. So pelvis, spine, rib cage, scapula, all of this waving like a weeping willow. Maybe not a weeping willow, maybe a tree in the wind. A laughing willow. A chortling willow. And then just take it deeper down to that side. And we're going to inhale up and over to the other side. Side stretch, hollowing forward. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, curling. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. And then let's take it down the front and free up your whole spine from your tail to your head. Cerebrospinal fluid moving through your spine, creating space, nourishing your nerves, nourishing your brain, nourishing your spinal cord, clearing away the waste. So that fluid in our body is the closest thing to fresh water that we have in our body. So letting that slide around. I don't know if that's really true. I read that in a book. I think I read it in Bonnie Gintis's book, who is an amazing osteopath and continuum teacher. Cross it over to the other side. It might be true. It's nice to just be able to say things. Whenever I say a fact, make sure you fact check me before you go spewing it out to someone else that might know more. Side stretch. Like, I'm following all this stuff. Circle it around, lift it up, like Andrew Huberman and all these different things. And sometimes, and Gil Headley, like, I have studied anatomy quite extensively, but that doesn't mean that it's all lodged in my brain exactly right as I'm spewing out through my class. And you know what? If I make a mistake, you got to just let go with some of the perfectionism, right? Sometimes when I'm listening to another teacher teach and they say something that is maybe not quite anatomically correct or something. And I'm like, and I feel myself get all, and then I kind of like lose what I could be getting from the teacher. So just notice if you start to go, when that happens, what's going on in your system? That's my non-dual moment for the day. Side stretch, take it forward, stay there, relax your head down, feel deep down into the back of your hips. So for me, I can really feel this in this side, in the back of my butt, in my lower back. And let's go the other way, side stretch, and take it forward. And I'm actually going to change my legs to see if it's going to be the same on that side. It is not. Yeah, my left side is the one that tends to get all sorts of janky weirdness. And yeah, that's what's happening. All right, let's come up and we'll do a little bit of mobility stuff with a little butt massage. So rolling across one butt cheek and then the other. Yeah, and my left butt cheek is definitely like, what is going on? And my right one's like, oh, everything's fine. What's a big deal? And I did a quick ballet bar yesterday, like a half-hour ballet bar, because I was jonesing for ballet. And so I just called in the troops and we did one on Zoom. And that my body's always like, oh yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, that's ballet. Okay, let's drop one knee down, cross your foot over, and you're just going to come into a little side stretch. Take it down, switch it to the other side, drop one knee, cross the other one over, lift, exhale. See how much you can use the space around you as a pattern of like a highway that you're traveling through. So like my arm is traveling through the highway, the other arm takes over, and then I lift. It's like a map. Like if I'm really connecting into the movement in the space around me, we call it spatial intent, then I can move much more freely and also with more grace and agility. So see if you can use that. Basically, this arm is just circling through the horizontal plane and it keeps on circling through the horizontal plane, right? So if I'm reaching out with that arm, connecting through my rotator cuff to my fingers, it works a lot better. One more. And then take it. I just got distracted by the little pea pod. She was making her grunting sounds. She's funny. She's special. Let's take it down to the floor. And I want to do more shoulder stuff here. So what I want to do actually is, as you're laying on the floor, circle your shoulders. Just circle your shoulders as you're on the floor. Hopefully you have enough padding under you, although for our fascia, like the less padding you have, the more you're going to get in there. But if it hurts and you're putting in tension, that's not going to help. Change direction if you haven't, just letting your arms circle, shoulders circling. Go back and forth one direction and then the other. This actually feels really good to me. And then we're going to do a really simple exercise. I think I learned it from Jackie Villamil, who is a Laban movement analyst and a ballet teacher. So you're going to take your fingertips and cross over. So it goes fingertips through the wrist, through the elbow. You're going to reach across your chest, reaching palm to palm, and then come back, spreading yourself back across the floor like butter. Fingertips, wrist, elbow, then the fingers spread out and you reach across palm to palm and then come back through your spine. So we're opening up the space between the shoulder blades. As you do this, see if you can keep your head relaxed on the floor. Fingertips, wrist, elbow, palm to palm. This side is my side that my neck is all weird and my head is coming up off the floor about an inch. The other side, where my neck is feeling pretty good, has no problem staying on the floor. Going back and forth a few more times, and you're going to keep your knees pointing to the ceiling. One hip can come off the floor. Yeah, this head, it just doesn't, this shoulder does not want to, this has been going on for a few days, actually. Good, we're going to change it. So it's going to be, we're going to do the beginning starts the same way, your fingertips, wrist, elbow. You reach across, and then this hand that's on top is going to circle up around your body, paint the rainbow, and open you back up. The other side, fingertips, wrist, elbow, reaching across your body, palm to palm, and then fingertips gently tracing the floor, rainbow shape over your head. Fingertips, wrist, elbow, reaching across, trying to relax that head down. At a certain point, mine does drop down. Other side, reaching across, and then circling up. But this side stays down the whole time. Okay, and from this position, we're going to do a couple more things here. I feel like I learned these also from different somatic teachers. I can't remember if we did this in Jackie's class. It might have been somebody else's class. It might have been Christine Wright's class. She did a floor bar too. So you're going to take your hands out to the side. So you're like in this position. Oh my God, it's a stick up, but my elbows are bent. It's not a stick up. And then you're just going to let your chest open up and then slowly raise your arms over your head, trying to keep your arms close to the floor without putting a lot of tension in it. You're not adding a lot of tension. You're just trying to release, and then bend your elbows out to the side. Let them ride on the floor. And again, a couple more times, just reaching up, gentle and easy. Sometimes when we're having issues in our body, the way through to the other side is like very gentle. It's very soft, very easy, as opposed to I've got to bash my way through, right? What if we just were really soft and easy with our bodies some of the time? I'm not saying don't do hard, crazy things. I'm all for that too. But make sure you're balancing it out. All right, we're going to do one more. This one, I think I learned from Colleen Wall, another movement analyst, Laban person. So this time, but I could be wrong, it could be someone else. You're going to, so this is going to be spiraling your hands. You're going to look at one hand, palm in, thumb goes down to the floor, the other hand spirals outward. Then you come through and you look at the palm and you spiral the other hand. So you got your little fingers reaching out like stick finger hands. And you are looking from side to side, looking into your palm of your hand. And make sure that you do actually connect your eyes into this. So I could turn my head without looking, or I can turn my head and I can really look into the palm of my hand. Not changing until you've made contact with your friend, the palm. Good. And then come in and let's let that go. And let's just shake everything out for a second and jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Free flow in your arms, your legs, your hands and feet. And then let's just circle wrists and ankles. And change direction. I've got a whole bunch of little snap, crackle, popping going on over here. And then let's open out to the sides, bend one leg and roll, bend the other. So we're massaging out the back of the hips. It kind of helps, just like that weightedness of the extended leg, to drop down onto that side. Good, and then let's reach both legs out, flex your feet, arms up over your head, long body, exhale, pulsing up 1, 2, reach through your legs, 3, 4, 5, inhale, open, exhale up, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, open. I kind of want to add something to this. We're going to go up, 2, 3, 4, 5. As our arms go over our head, let's do a beat, 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 open, up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arms over your head, legs beat, 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 open. There's that ballet coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crisscross. Ideally, you're changing which leg is on top each time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crisscross. Beat, beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beat, beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beat, beat. Flex your feet. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then point, beat, beat. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crisscross, beat, beat, and relax. And then you're going to internally rotate one leg at a time. So feet really wide, internally rotate, spiral in one side, and then the other. You can start slow and easy, or fast and loose, and then start to slow it down. and get a little deeper. So really listening into the tempo of your own body and what you actually want to do, right? It may be, especially in this class, because if we're in either a Zoom room or TV land, it may be that some exercise isn't exactly what you want to do, and you can do something different, right? You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. All right, let's come in and hands down by your sides. Lift your pelvis up, big circles with your hips. Feeling your weight shift from side to side. Try to connect your toes to the floor. So feel the connection of your foot into the floor. And change direction other way. Breathing. Mobilizing your guts, mobilizing your diaphragm. And then come in and roll it down through your spine. Yeah, so I always kind of thought that like diaphragm's here and like right at the edge of your ribs, and then that's like your organs are all underneath that. Well, the actual truth is your organs are kind of moving up and down within that space. And some of your organs are tucked up. Well, I mean like the organs that are below your diaphragm is what I'm trying to say. Not your heart and lungs are up here. But like your liver, your spleen, your stomach, but a lot of that is actually kind of up inside there. And as you breathe, it's kind of moving up and down. Yeah, so just bringing that awareness in as we're moving. Let's do this. Let's do these lifts up again. I'm just going to go grab my weights, which got relocated since we put the Christmas tree in here. You can do this with weights or no weights. It's really up to you. But I'm going to do it with weights. So we're going to go up and down, changing our hands so that we're either going to be palms up, palms facing in, palms down, or palms facing out, right? If the weight feels like too much, then don't do it. It's a fine line, like when you're working with injuries or things, or it's a really fine line between, oh, I'm going to not let it heal, or I'm actually working through something. So be intentional with your movement, that you're really going to be honoring what your body says to you. Oh God, it took a long time to get that out. I'm going to start with my hands facing me, and then I'm going to inhale, pelvis up, and exhale, bringing it down. Inhaling, pelvis pushing through, exhale. Inhale, open, exhale. Inhale, open, exhale. And then palms are going to face down at this point. So palms are going to be facing down, up and lower, up and lower. Use your breath, up and down, up and down. And palms facing up. I don't know if you can hear my cat screaming out there, but the little white one is making a racket. Inhale, lift, exhale down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then the last one, this is the weirdest one. Hands are rotated out, up and down. Take your time, up, work with attention and intention. I'm only going to do 3 of these because it feels like that's kind of a lot for the tissue in my body. So it might be different for you, but really listen in. Like, we want to establish a relationship with what's going on inside, and then be working in a kind way to be as healthy as we can, right? Let's do another mobility exercise, rolling from side to side. Oh, let's open up, close it in, roll and push up. Oh, there he is, taking it down. This arm is going to slide under, open up. You can use the floor to push away and come up. We'll take it down, roll across, fold it in, and come up. Like you're pouring yourself across the floor, right? So very easy. I could do this with no arms, using the space and my body, right? I think that they do that. They, one of the tests for people is like, I don't know if it's longevity or if it's their physical fitness or what, is the capacity to get up off the ground without using your hands, without using your arms, right? And I always want to talk about that as being like, if we hurt ourselves, fell down, broken arms, God forbid, we're out hiking, you break your leg, you do something horrible. Could you pull yourself? Could you mobilize yourself in some way, right? Or even in your own home. Like I know what happened to my aunt. She fell down off of her bed, or who knows what happened. Anyway, but she was stuck there all night, right? And things might have happened during that time. So like she didn't, like when somebody finally found her, she was pretty uncomfortable at that point, like hours and hours later. So you want to be able to find ways of mobilizing around. Let's flip over. And also talk to your elder people about that. Just talk about it, like think about it, discuss it. Movement and mobility are really important. But let me add to that, like my dad, I did talk to him, I did discuss it, and he didn't want to do anything. So you know what? If they don't want to, you can't make them do anything, right? Let's arch and curl, but you can just say stuff, right? We can drop a little bit of info in and suggest. Yeah, I even found somebody to work with him. And I think he might have did it a couple of times. And then he was like, I don't really need this. And then of course he fell and broke his hip and didn't, like his quality of life, and he wasn't alive for that much longer. So anyway, let's circle this leg, big circles. And change direction. Yeah, it's not just for our body, it's also for our brain, right? All of this stuff, especially when we move in new patterns in different ways, we're increasing the aliveness of our brain. Other leg, circles, right? We're increasing the neuroplasticity. We're making something happen in there. Change direction. We're creating a new supply and demand chain inside of our brains. How like completely capitalistic can I talk about my body? Reach the arms out, big circles with your hips, push the floor away. So if we're working, like if you're thinking about your shoulders here, feel the relationship of your arms into the floor as you're making the circle, right? Feel that connection. Change direction. You could also be thinking about your hips, your spine, your feet, any part of your body, shifting around from different places. Or if you're really good at this, feeling a lot of them all at once. And then come in. And let's do this where we're going to drop the elbows, come up, push through the heels of the hands, lower the heels of the hands. So basically, it's a plie releve with your arms. And then we're going to do this other thing. What you're going to do is you're going to pick up a hand, just change the relationship of your hand to your body, like a cat scrabbling, but then like keep changing the way your fingers are pointing, shifting your weight. And then let's come up onto fingertips, just coming up high, and you're going to circle your shoulders here. So you can take your weight back into your knees as much as you need to, but circling, feeling the connection from the tips of your fingers through your arms, into your shoulders, into your heart, into your lungs, into your spine. Change direction. We could say our arms aren't connected to our spine. It's like, but they are. They are through your fascia. They are through your nerves. They're connected to your spine through your, yeah, like your whole nervous system is routing down from your brain out to your fingertips, right out to different parts of your body. So we are all connected. Let's do an opening, one hand up, circling under. You can take it over that shoulder, one hand to the ceiling. If you can, wrap around and grab your inner thigh, do it. And then from there, I'm going to use this hand and push into the floor and arch and spiral a little bit more. Breathing into that. And then release, unscramble, come up. The other hand goes up to the ceiling, reaches through, wrap around, grab if you can, push with the bottom arm into the floor and spiral. And then release. and come in. So I'm just thinking, the request in the beginning of this class was to do shoulder opening stuff. So I want just to reframe what we think about when we think of shoulder opening. Like it could be, oh, my pecs are really tight or my scapula are really tight. Think of it as a really three-dimensional area that when we get the whole thing moving in different ways, then we're rehydrating tissue in there. We're giving that three-dimensionality more health and more integrity in the tissue and in the system, right? It's one reason why we want to do things where we're pushing, where we're pulling, where we're, moving through space in these different vectors, different directions, different tangents, whatever, so that the tissue has to adapt to that, right? So let's do this. Let's do one side at a time. Are we going to do one side at a time? No, let's do both. You're basically carving through space with your hands. So my palms are always pushing the air one way and then the other. They're either pushing it forward or pushing it back. I'm letting that move into my rib cage, lungs, and heart, and I'm letting my spine free up. Do this standing and relax. And we're going to do just a breathing exercise. And pardon me as I hiccup. It's just breath, like you're grabbing the breath and you're drawing it in. We're going to in through our nose and out through our mouth. We'll do 10. Good, shake it out for a second. We'll do it one more time. So really getting the lungs moving. Think of it's interesting because like we're reaching up on this inhale, but also think of like throwing anything you don't need out of your hands, and on the exhale, bringing your hands back in, you're grabbing what you need. So like often we think of with the inhale, we're filling up, and with the exhale, we're letting go. But this one, let go with the inhale and draw in with the exhale. Or just forget what I'm saying and follow what I'm doing. Here we go. Good, shake it out. Let's do a different breath here. We're going to inhale up, and then we're going to push out to the side. Inhale up and push it out. Inhale up, push it out. 2 more. Good, and shake it out, let it go. So we're getting more oxygen into the body. And it's funny because I feel like if you tell somebody to do the exercise of, then they'll do it. But if you say, as we're working, just breathe as much as you need to, people still might be holding back, right? We want to get that the integration and coherence in our heart, in our nervous system, in our adrenals, in our guts, our digestive system, all the stuff working together. A coherent body is in alignment with itself. And if our thoughts are wandering off, telling ourselves how much we suck, we didn't do this, oh no, it's not perfect right now, oh no, then we're zapping our own energy flow, right? So kindness for yourself. Like it might be that these thoughts come up, but you can go, okay, that's okay. We're just going to keep on moving through things. Like I'm not saying we can't be perfect, but notice that those thoughts, that the this and the that are shifting and changing, and they're not actually any kind of real reality that you can hold on to. They're in this flux and change all the time. Coming into a side forearm plank. You can do this with your bottom knee. Let's do it with your bottom knee on the floor. So bottom knee on the floor, top leg is going to reach down. This hand is going to just open up your chest and then kind of close it in. Inhale, open, look up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, open, looking down. Inhale, open, looking down. Good. Take the hand up. Let's take the leg, and you're going to go with a pointed toe, circles, 5 circles in one direction. And then flex and go the other direction, as big or as small as you like, but stay long through your torso. Good. Take the bottom knee forward and the top knee back. And we're going to do a side stretch. And then just let your body move, opening and closing. So I'm kind of just letting my arm hang out there, but I'm moving through my spine, spiraling open and close. Take it a little deeper and then open it up and starting this whole thing on the other side. Oh, the Peapod is so cute. She's up there sleeping. Yeah, she's such a sweet little cat. All right, let's take it up. And this leg is just reaching out. You're going to open your chest and then come down. Open, drop it in, open, drop it in. Big, huge fan movement from the bottom arm all the way to the top. 2 more, open and close. And last one, open and close. Bring it up, bottom foot pointed, circles. The sunlight is right in my eyeballs. Oh, how wonderful for me. And then flex and change direction. Good. And then coming down, bottom knee forward, top knee back, onto your side, just curling and opening. And TV land people too, like if you have a request, like could you do something in this or that, reach out to me, write it in the comments. I'm super happy to, you know, deal with different issues. Or obviously I'm not a doctor, but with movement, like somebody requested that we do shoulders today. And it helps me because then I'm like, oh, let's go in this direction. And it brings up things we haven't done in a long time. Let's open it into a straddle. And just a quick arch and curl. Head, tail, let's flex and arch, point and curl. Reaching out and away. So this is a cat-cow seated, hollow and curl. Open it up, open, open. And release. Inhale, open, and exhale, release. Hands behind your head. Elbow to the floor, close it in, lift and come up. Elbow to the floor, close down, lift and open. Elbow down, up, lift, elbow down, up, lift, elbow down, up, lift, elbow down, up, lift, right? So anytime also we're thinking about the arms, we want to think about the support of the pecs, the lats, all the little muscles under our scapula. There's like the teres major, the teres minor, I don't even know. I'm going to go blasting off with a bunch of false anatomy. What is it? Fake facts, faux news about your body. But all of it's only just a concept for what's actually really in there, right? So I could say all these words, and if it gives you a different connection to yourself, then it doesn't matter if they're the right words or the wrong words. Draw it in, spiral, and just reach. Bend your knees, spiral, reach it out. Bend your knees, spiral, and reach. Bend, spiral, and reach. We're going to change it and make it harder if you want to. You're either going to do the same thing or you're going to go here, here, and then press, bring it in, spiral, press, bring it in. What kind of crazy moves are we doing? We're getting ready for our competitive gymnastics routine. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Last one. And come in. Bring your legs together, bang them out, rotate in and out. Back of the calves, hamstrings, everything loose. Just check the time. I feel like I've been kind of going for a long time. Let's just do a few more minutes. I want to do some back work and then we'll stretch really quick and then we'll be done. So we're going to come onto our stomachs. We did this exercise on our backs. Let's just do it here. Just reaching your hands up and then reaching them down. So still on the floor, hands are reaching up and then down and up and down. Then we're going to come off the floor. Hands are going to reach up, down, all the way. Come up, reach it out, in and down, up, out, in and down. We're going to add the legs. Up, arms and legs, come in, down, up, arms and legs, in, down, up, reach, in, down, up, and reach, and in. Hands next to your chest, lifting all the way up, and taking it back down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, lift, Exhale down. Inhale, lift. If you want to, bend your knees. Try to touch your toes to your head. Oh, imagine what it was like when you were 6 and you could do that. And then take it back into a child's pose. Wiggle around, free up your spine. And then you're going to walk your fingers out as far as they can go. Then you're going to retract, draw your scapula down and in. So this is going to move my mat. I'm just going to do it on the carpet, I think. It's okay if it moves your mat. So you're just going to walk your fingers out and then draw them down and in. Walking your fingers out, draw the shoulder blades down and in. Walk the fingers out, draw the shoulder blades down and in, and look up. Drop your head down to the floor, walk your fingers out, draw the shoulder blades down and in, and look forward and up. 2 more like that, walk them out, draw down and in, look. Last one. Good, push into the floor with your hands. Chest is open, arms pushing down, shoulders drawing in. And then release your spine and come all the way up. And let's take it into just a few stretches before we're done. So let's go with one ankle over knee, sitting up tall. Inhale, lift, take it forward. Yeah, it was really cold out this morning. So I put the main heat on today, and now it's so warm in here. Like normally I just use the little stove in the kitchen. Oh, the luxury of having heat. Take your foot in towards your groin. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take it down. Breathe. This is my wonky knee. Is it my wonky knee? On the right, maybe it is. And then come up sideways over your leg. Breathe into it. Inhale up, hand behind you on the floor. Press up onto your knee. Take it into that archy back bend. Open, open, open. And then circle down. And we're going to take that foot, cross it over, and spiral towards that leg. Breathe into it. Change direction the other way. And release. Give a little bang. Shake it out. Oh, there is somebody actually watching in the TV world. Hello, people in TV land. Let's go to the other side. So I just did I do this one? I did this one. All right, so it's the other leg. Good. Am I doing this right? I think so. Yes. Inhale up. You're going to have a situation here because that cat thinks he can go and sleep with the pea pod. The pea pod's not much of a co-sleeper, but maybe he'll succeed. It's probably going to end up in a bit of a fight. Yep. She's got her arms around his neck. And this is that kind of cute, and he's biting her shoulder and she's cleaning his head. Yep. Cute aggression in cats. And then you're going to inhale, lift, and exhale, take it down. Breathe. Breathing as if you're breathing into every cell in your body, letting the fluids in your body move into the tight spaces, greasing them up. Oh, he got rid of her. He won. And then you're going to take it sideways over your leg. He and Gaylord will sleep there together, which has been just so cute to see happening. But the pea pod will not sleep with anybody. And press it up, take it back, arch. And circle it around and down. Take your foot, cross it over, spiral. And then we'll counter stretch. Both legs out in front of you, take it into a forward fold, walk your butt from side to side, inviting the tissue in your body to kind of do this, right? It's almost like kneading bread or pulling taffy. Yeah, like when we pull taffy, like you pull and then you mash and pull and mash. Think about that. It's not really a good analogy because ultimately the taffy, I think you want the taffy to get harder and harder. In our body, we want it to get softer and softer, but slide it under, take your butt up to the ceiling, open your feet wide, shift from side to side, free up your spine, let it go. Head to tail, let it go. And then roll it up. And let's just check out the Peapod's reflexes for a second. When she plays, it's like her little fast paws are just going everywhere. Anyway, yes, a little entertainment. That wasn't the best because she doesn't like to play on the mat. She likes to do it on the carpet, but not the mat. All right, coming up. Inhale, lift. And exhale, feel the space around you as if it's alive, right? Breathing into the aliveness of the space, potent space, supporting you, supporting your life, right? Helping you have the best life you can have. Inhale, lift, exhale. It's holding you up. We're connected to this planet. What a miracle, born on the earth. Exhale, let it go. Just shake it out. And that's it. Anyone in TV land, please feel free to buy me a coffee, like, subscribe, share. I have made it to 1,000 people, which Linda actually, her friend was 1,000th person. So she's like, you've got 1,000 people. But I still need like 1,800 hours of viewing before I can even be in a fitness realm.